Ladies and gentlemen, I was looking at a bad clock downstairs. It was about 5 minutes too late, so I would have never have started late. It is, let me just for the official, it's 7:02, and we are met in the capacity of the American Fork City Council. I would note for the record, and we will be taking a roll call, Councilmember Taylor and Councilmember John are absent tonight. And so in order for something to pass in a vote, state law would require it to be a unanimous vote. So it had to be 3-0. With 4, you can have a tiebreaker vote, but with 3, it has to be a majority vote of the 3 members. So, for the record as well, it's July 14th of 2026. So we will follow the agenda as outlined. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, after which we'll have an invocation by Councilmember Hunter, and then I will conduct the roll call. Everybody, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we bow our heads this day and give Thee thanks for the opportunity it is for each of us to live here in this community. We're grateful, Father, for the many blessings that are ours, for those freedoms that we enjoy on a daily basis. We're grateful for all those, both past and present, who protect those freedoms and stand in harm's way currently for our benefit. We pray a blessing upon them and upon their families. We're grateful for their sacrifice on our behalf. We pray for leaders of this country. Watch over and guide them, bless them, help them make decisions that are in our best interests. Likewise, we ask Thy blessing to be upon us this night as we meet, that we might be able to do the same, be able to take the stewardships that we have and be able to represent those neighbors and friends that we live here with, that we can be able to make decisions that will be for all of our best interests. Truly grateful, Father, for all of our staff, for our first responders, and pray a blessing to be with them, be with our families while we are away from them at this time. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you for that prayer. Okay, now I'll conduct the roll call. Councilmember Hunter? Here. Councilmember Holly? Here. Councilmember John is absent. Councilmember Carroll? Here. And Councilmember Taylor is absent. Okay, we'll move on to item number 2. Number 2 is when we set aside time, about 20 minutes, for the public to address the mayor, the city council, key staff on anything that you would like to. We'd ask you when you come forward to please state your name and where, just the city that you live for the public record, and we'd ask you to limit your comments to 2 minutes. So at this time, we're going to leave this mic open for anybody who'd like to make a public comment.
Mayor Frost, council members, good evening. My name's Dakin Allred. It's my wife Annie. We live at 1162 West, 200 South, American Fork. Had a great meeting a few hours ago with Sam Kelly from Public Works talking about the pioneering agreement. We were able to share some of our concerns with him, and he actually agreed that some of the things should be better worded in the agreement. I'll read a little section that's in the pioneering agreement right now. It's section 4, and it states, collection of pioneering costs. The city will require owners of the benefited properties that develop their land or apply for building permits to pay. So I won't read the whole thing, but we feel there's a little bit of ambiguity of what develop means. From our standpoint, this is our home. This isn't just a field. This is actually our home we're talking about. from our standpoint, it's developed. We have everything we need at our house. So Sam agreed with us that maybe this wording should be a little bit better defined in the agreement, and also define the building permits, because it feels ambiguity, or a little ambiguous, of where does it cut off with the building permit and the value of our property, everything, of where this pioneering agreement would kick in. Can I put up a tough shed, or are we talking like a mansion if we were to change something with our property? So I just want to put out a good kudos for Sam. He was really good to work with and meet with today, and we appreciate the communication between us and the city. We're both proponents of developers putting in their fair share, but again, this is our home that you're looking at. So I'd hope that maybe you'd table this to let staff look at it again and change the wording to maybe better define what develop means and the building permits. And my wife's going to kill me for saying this, but she said a little while ago that clarity is kindness. So, thank you.
Yeah, I saw the look in her eye, and you might get hurt tonight, yes. Okay. Anybody else that would like to make public comment?
My name is Steve Reiber. I reside at 380 North 100 East, American Fork. This is concerning a property at 140 East, 400 North. An unpermitted structure was built there. Unfortunately, the two council members that aren't here have put eyes on this, okay? And I wish they were here. Can I approach and give you a couple of pictures?
You know what, we'll let you give them to her,
Okay.
and you know what, we just found it's,
I'll bring it over to you, but I want to show you at least this one. This is the larger structure. That's about a foot away from the fence. That structure drains on the adjacent property, okay? There's another structure that you have that's 6 inches from the property line that drains on the adjacent property. A little background, this was built a year and a half ago, and the city flagged the property because it was an unpermitted structure. The people got angry and moved away and rented the home. The structure has been there for a year and a half. They've come back over the top of that order to cease and desist on the building, have finished that structure, okay, and put a for sale sign in the yard. Now, I need somebody to clarify, because I'm ignorant of the process, but it seems to me that they're trying to get rid of the house and say, when American Fork comes to them, I don't own it any longer. And then the new resident would say, well, it was an existing building, and it goes right through the cracks. So can somebody explain the process to me?
you know what, I think the best way that we could explain it to you, because it takes some time, and I think we understand what it is, but maybe you can provide more clarity, is to, David, will you meet with him, you know, in the next few days, and help David to understand and learn, and then there are some things that can be done, but I think it's better to be
A municipal bond or a municipal lien on it so that it can't be sold. I mean, that's pretty common, isn't it?
Not typically a bond,
Yeah.
but we can discuss options on how we can make sure that those inspections get done and it meets code.
Yeah, during the time of the year and a half when the building just sat, we contacted the city and they said, well,
very aware of it.
it's illegal and we can't comment on it. And now this is all transpired. It's become finished, you know, so.
Do you have a phone number?
I do, and the two, gosh.
You know
the two
what?
councilmen even yell at us.
You know what, they have, we're in that loop.
Oh, they're in that loop, okay.
We understand this, but if you, there's a form right in the back there, if you would fill that out and give it to Stephanie there, then it will be, we'll make sure that we get a hold of you, we'll have the right contact information. Yeah, there has been a few leaders on this.
See, there's a notice on the door, and people come every day or every other day to see the property, and the owner goes up and rips the notice off the door and shows the property.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Anybody else would like to make public comment?
What's your phone number? 808-358-8222.
Okay. I am, again, Rita Law, and I'm just here on behalf of all the other parents who are concerned about programs at the Recreation Center. We just wanted to tell the council thank you for listening to us, and thank you for talking to us, both through email and personal calls, and even touring the facility in person to gain a better understanding of what we're seeing. And it's just a heartfelt thank you. So I have no meticulously written and rewritten statement as I have before, but we have confirmation that the fall programs will continue. We don't officially have a statement yet that that they will continue in the spring. When it comes to their competing season, most sports have their competitions their games while their season is going. With gymnastics specifically, the summer is learning new skills. The fall is perfecting those skills and routines, and the spring term all the way through the end of May is presenting those for competitions and things like that. So it's important that they have that, and unlike some of the other sports programs where children might compete for 2 months or so, with gymnastics especially, you're getting a full year commitment with kids in these programs that go year after year after year, and as they continue to participate in them. So as we don't have confirmation, but we have expectation that they'll probably continue to the spring, and we really appreciate everything that's been done by the council to listen to us and help us through this process. And in the future, we just look forward to any clarity about if anything has to be moved, adjusted, reduced, or eliminated, that we have specific clarity on that process and reasons of why improvement or reduction of any of the programs.
Thank you very much. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Brian Kleiner. I live in the area here, Utah County, have for around 30 years. I've been watching as this bricks and minifigs thing has been transpiring from start to finish. I've seen the unredacted and redacted. I've seen the way that the police targeted and conspired to really case or frame this person who's not from our area but did nothing wrong, nothing illegal. Let's put it that way. Maybe something questionable morally, but nothing illegal. And I'm wondering why now, after weeks and weeks, there hasn't been any accountability insofar as the police chief or the officers involved when the judge was misled to create a search warrant and then it was executed, during which someone was harmed. Nothing was found. The warrant itself was an arrest warrant, disguised as a search warrant. Also another problem. And I don't see any action by you guys. And I'm just wondering when you're going to. The police acted that quickly, meaning you guys could also. You lead them. They do what you tell them to do. So why are you not telling them to act differently? I'm just wondering when you think the public is going to trust you again when you're acting this way.
I'd be happy to sit down with you in my office and talk about this. During public comment, as it states on the agenda, we don't have a lot of dialogue. There would be so many things that we would want to try to know. But we can get back with you. We can meet with you individually if you'd like. So if you would fill out a form in the back.
Be happy to.
And if you put your name, your contact information, then I will have somebody reach out to you.
I would like to record it if that's possible.
Record. Will you do it? Yeah, please get that form, okay? And I'll sit down with you. Thank you. Anybody else that'd like to make public comment?
American Fork. This morning I emailed a bunch of exhibits for you guys to review. The first exhibit includes a public Brady list that's available on the internet. Many of our officers are now on this Brady list due to the acts with bricks and minifigs and other now available acts that have happened. One of the things that is a very common phrase is the American Fork Police Department presents a heightened Brady-Giglio concern because recent public reporting identifies disputed enforcement actions. This is in regards to our entire police department. A Brady-Giglio concern can be used to negate a police officer's testimony. It puts the public at risk because if the only testimony there is the police officers and it is excused because of concerns from a Brady-Giglio list, it puts us all at risk. The second item I have is policy 412 of the police department. This is the police department's body cam policy. And in section 421.5.2, the cessation of recording, there are generally two reasons that a police officer can mute their body cam. One is if the person recording requests it and they have information to give to the police. And the second is if they are consulting another officer. During several reviews of police conduct, I have found several times where the police officers broke this policy. And it is even a concern where it is a practice of the department. Exhibit 3 is the Utah State Code regarding adverse inference jury instruction regarding the camera policy of the state. In section 5 of the very last section, it agrees with the officers described in section 7 with the law enforcement agency employee. Whether the officer or the law enforcement agency displays a pattern of intentional reckless disregard of the requirements of section 777A 104. And the last exhibit is City Code from Salt Lake City, and they have 4 items in there that we don't currently have. They require mandatory stated reason whenever an officer mutes their body cam. They have the city reviewing those instances of any critical instance that happens. They have state audits, not state audits, apologies, audits of the police cameras. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Anybody else that would like to make public comment? Okay, seeing none, we will close the public comment period and we'll move on to item number 3, our city administrator's report. David?
Thank you, Mayor. I have a lot to report other than to remind everyone that Still Days starts on Saturday. So it starts on July 18th, this Saturday. There's many days of lots of events. It'll go from this Saturday to the next Saturday. And we've got a lot of new things happening, especially the day at the marina. So lots of activities down at the marina. It's a magical time of year for American Fork City, and we're so excited to bring that to the residents of our community, and we invite everyone to come and participate. So we're really excited, and that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, David. Now move on to council reports, and I'll start with Councilmember Hunter.
Thank you, Mayor. I was just going to mention the same thing, but tickets, I haven't asked, but I know they were going fast, and the pre-sales took about half of the available. And so if you haven't gotten yours, they're $2 a piece, and that gives you every ride, or each ride is only $2 as opposed to $6 or $8 in some cases, depending on the ride. So if you buy them there, day of. So encourage everybody to go finish up and take whatever is available. It's about gone. So, but yeah, we're excited. Appreciate all the time and energy of everybody that's been putting into this. This starts basically the fall of the prior year, and There's usually a month or two where everybody kind of just takes a deep breath, but then it picks right back up. And so it's been a lot of months in the making, and appreciate everybody that's done a lot to make this happen. So, as was mentioned, we'll start off, kickoff, we'll have the council there for the kickoff ceremony on Saturday evening. There'll be some other days on Monday, well, throughout the rest of the week, and then again, the parade, of course, on Saturday, so the following Saturday. So, anyway, we're stretching it days and hours too, so it's gonna be fun. Fish grab, and there's a lot of new ones this year, which is gonna be fun. Glow in the dark golf tournament Tuesday and Wednesday. Anyway, it's gonna be a great time. So that's all I have to report.
Thank you for that report. Councilmember Holly.
Mayor, I don't really have anything other than specifically for Steel Days to support my committees. The garden tour is on Wednesday, so please go look at the beautiful homes that people are opening up. It's only one day this year, and it's Wednesday evening. So yeah, go check out the garden tour for part of Steel Days. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you for that report. Councilmember Carroll.
I also don't have anything to report, but actually, Tim, this garden tour is my favorite event at Steel Days. I really like it. So I'm looking forward to it too, and I am very grateful for all the work that has been done.
Thank you for that report. Item number 5, the mayor's report. I would just like to say, Rita, thank you for coming. Rita? She's not here. Rita, thank you for coming. You know what? So, you know, here and just probably the next thing after me, we will be approving the minutes from June 9th. And that's when you guys came in force. I mean, the gymnastics group packed this chamber. It's been reported that it was not the gymnastics group. Let me tell you what, it was all of them and maybe a few citizens on some property issues, but you guys have definitely organized, and we know how you feel. So we will have some upcoming meetings, and we'll make sure that you're aware of them. We're going to learn together on this rec center and the money that we've allocated. So thank you, group, for participating in the public process. It's great. And then I'll just add my little kudos to Steel Days. It's the time of the year where American Fork gets to shine. I think you can be, let's see, you can enter the coloring contest, so you can, if you can have a crayon, you're entered in that, or you can put a quilt show in. This year, there's senior games, so you can do something if you can walk. So it's really for everybody and all ages, lots of sporting events. Culminates at Marion Art Dye Park with an incredible fireworks show. And so it's the time American Fork gets to feel you're part of a community, and we celebrate together our heritage. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to try to be at every little place. I don't know if I can get to all 8 homes, but I'm going to try. Councilmember Holly, I've been in that before, and I know how much work it is, and it's a lot of fun. So invite everybody to participate. All right, we'll now move on to the common consent agenda, consisting of 6 items. Any questions that the council has on the common consent agenda?
I don't.
I move approval of the common consent agenda.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Carroll.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on the motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Item number 1 on the action items, it's a review and action on the authorization to release the improvement durability retainer of $9,934.95 for Walton Lane Townhome located at 841 East, 700 South. Any questions?
Mayor, I move to authorize the release of the documents for the improvements durability retainer of $9,934.95 for Walton Lane Townhomes.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Carroll.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? We'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Okay, item number 2 is a review and action on a water banking agreement for water shares with Lane Downs for 38.12 acre feet of water.
Move to approve the water banking agreement for water shares with Lane Downs for 38.12 acre feet of water.
Okay, have a motion by Councilmember Hunter,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Item number 3 is a review and action regarding a boundary adjustment agreement with Timpanogos Special Service Districts, American Fork City, and Rodrec Enterprises. Any questions?
Mayor, I move to approve the boundary line agreement between Timpanogos Special Service District, American Fork City, and Roderick Enterprises at the Boat Harbor Pump Station parcel.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Holly, second by Councilmember Carroll. Any discussion on this motion? Yeah, call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Item number 4 is a review and action on a resolution accepting the annexation petition for the Earl annexation consisting of 10.91 acres and located at approximately 570 West, 200 South. Beginning a process here.
I move to adopt the resolution accepting the petition for annexation of the Earl annexation consisting of 10.91 acres at approximately 570 West, 200 South.
Okay, a motion by Councilmember Carroll,
Second.
second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? Okay, I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Okay, item number 5. Item number 5 is a review and action on a pioneer agreement with AFU LLC for system improvements associated with Edgewater North and the Yard subdivisions. Now, this is the item that, Deacon, that you had some concern about, and I'm going to throw this out there, and if there's not substantive changes, can we not just take care of that language and consider doing that right here?
I know I talked to Heather earlier, and it sounded like she had a conversation, so I'd be interested to hear what...
Well, Mayor, the agreement is between AFU and the city. And so any modifications to that contractual language would need to be renegotiated with AFU. So that the city council can make recommendations, but I need to go back to the opposing party because that's the contractual
You're right.
relationship.
Can I have some clarification? I appreciate the Allreds coming and chatting and meeting with Sam, and Sam doing that. I appreciate that, because I know this is we've tabled this before, and we're obviously trying to tie that up. I have no problem with tabling it again if we need to, just for, to get it in front of them and make sure that they're okay with it. But if I understood correctly, the concern is that not necessarily a large-scale development of developing the entirety of the parcels. It's, can I put a shed up in my backyard? Could I add a third-car garage? Is what is going to trigger those kinds of things? I'm putting words in your mouth, so I hope I'm not overstepping. But
Yeah, that's exactly right.
what?
Put a tough shed.
Could you go up to the...
And I don't. Yeah, sorry if I'm.
And that is the concern, is where is that cutoff? Am I gonna be encumbered with a $140,000 tough shed? Or is it a $5 million project? That's where the ambiguity, I think, falls in, that I'm not part of this agreement, but yet I am because it encumbers it. It falls on my property, so that's the concern that we have.
Is there, and that's, I'm obviously not in favor of an improvement to your current home structure, flagging it so that now you have to make some massive pioneering agreement and change to where you're tying in. Is it as simple as saying if we were to ever tie into that? I mean, is that, I'm trying to help get to a point where we can hone that in, because I don't think it's...
It's not the intent of the agreement,
Yeah,
really.
in my opinion, that's not the intent of the agreement. I don't want to have something where there's a unintended consequence where...
Should the intent be
clear in the document.
Well, I think
Exactly.
our code would be the clarification itself. I mean,
There are some clarifications we can make. There is a definition of benefited parcel, I think, that does help in the code. I am more than happy to craft some additional language that I think clarifies when a benefited parcel becomes a benefited parcel under the pioneering ordinance. I do not think the intent is as stated, if you're going to make changes to your home or put up an accessory dwelling. And I think you can read section 4 that way right now, but any ambiguity, if we have the opportunity to correct, it's a good time to do it. So,
And that's what we like, just the clarity of, I'm trying to avoid a potential lawsuit someday. And I was in court once and the judge said, it's not the intent in the contract, it's the actual words that matter. So we're not against the agreement, we just don't want to be encumbered by something that we don't know. So that's all.
Heather, can I ask you a question then? Can you give us a recommendation? Do you feel like, you've probably met with AFU more than anybody. I know it's urgent for them. He's been here multiple times and we've tried to move this along. Give us some options.
oh, I'm happy to reach out to them with some alternative language. This is, it's part of the negotiation. If you table it right now, I'll take council's instruction and go back and continue to negotiate with AFU.
If I could, I would love to just encourage that from a standpoint of just the clarification as it relates to somebody that's going to be impacting as essentially a third party to this. And I didn't even know there was a definition that was prescribed as, what would you call it, an impacted or
Benefited property.
benefited property. So,
Benefited parcel.
yeah, so, and I trust that that's not the intent. That's obviously what we're trying to protect against, is somebody can just live in their parcel and do what they want within their, the scope of their own home. Obviously, if the entire development gets built, then we're no longer talking about what we're intending here. So if we can get some clarifying content there, I'm happy to meet whenever and get it passed, because I'm in favor of the pioneering agreement as it, the underlying pioneering agreement, as long as it doesn't have some unintended consequence for a neighboring party. So,
I'm in the same, like, I'm happy to meet earlier. I don't want to speak for everybody, but if they're in a hurry, I don't want to hinder them.
Is there a way to do like a conditional approval with this and like say we approve it? I know that's why I'm saying, like, if there's not, then I'm not against it, but to like get it going forward in conditional approval, as long as this new language fits in with the Allred's clarity. If not, then that's fine, I just, as an option to get it going forward.
I prefer to negotiate the language
Okay,
with the
that's fine.
party to the contract.
So table then?
I'll just say this, looks like we're going to table this, but I will bring it back the next possible meeting. I think that gives us some time. If it seems more urgent, it doesn't seem like it'd fit like a special session type thing, but committed to do it on our next council meeting unless something urgent arises, okay? And
So with that, Mayor, I would move to table this item.
okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Hunter to table it.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, item number 6 is review and action on approval of a purchase agreement with Keaton Wall for property located at approximately 1,000 North and 750 West.
I move to adopt the resolution approving the declaration of real property to be surplus and authorize the sale of non-significant parcel of real property to Keaton Wall.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Councilmember Carroll, second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion?
Sorry, I was just going to make sure that we did get the corrections in this one. That's the one that, this is the purchase agreement, right? We had
Oh,
differing.
Terrell's not here.
Oh, the dollar amount?
Anyway,
Well, I guess we can look real quick. Do you know?
Can you scroll to the contract?
It's just a dollar amount, right?
You know what, it does say the supporting document is the corrected document.
Okay, it's been correct. Okay, that's all I was just, I know there was a discrepancy in the price, was the verbiage and the actual dollar number were
Right.
different, so I just want to make sure we had corrected that. Okay, perfect. Sorry to interrupt.
Got a motion and a second, and I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Okay, item number 7 is a review and action on an award for architectural services for the Public Works Building. All right, thank you for standing up, Sam. We'll take you up on that. Come on up. Questions? Yeah, why don't you just give us a little overview of what this really is, what it is, maybe what it is not. Okay.
So what this is we're just looking for council action to move forward with awarding the architectural services to WPA architecture firm. We had 4 firms that submitted on the architectural services for the Public Works facility. There were a group of 5 of us that took those submittals, scored them accordingly, and then we took the top 2, had interviews, and then from that we selected WPA. We had 4 in-house folks that reviewed the submittals with 1 outside.
Okay. Questions?
I just had a couple of questions. I appreciated Tim asking for the supporting documentation on the costing. That was the red flag for me when it came to this, and I love the process because that's exactly what that benefit, it allows us to select the best value. In this instance, there's such a discrepancy. Maybe just for the record, would you share with us that process? I did talk to David, and I appreciated that context and the history about that.
Yeah.
Maybe help us, because that...
It is significantly less.
It's a
yes.
huge red flag.
And we actually asked them point blank during their interview process, we asked them, okay, you guys are significantly less. Is there a reason why? Did you miss something? And they said, no, we know what we submitted. We understand that we're less, but we really want to get into this market. We really want to do work for American Fork. And that was what they essentially told us. It was nothing more than that. It was that pretty simply, because it was very alarming. And I've been in situations where I've had consultants submit prices that were extremely low, looking like they were going to buy the project, and it did go south with those folks. But in this case, a representative on our panel has actually worked with this firm, and they didn't have any problems with their performance.
Yeah. Like I say, I don't mean to disparage anything, because I'm familiar with their reputation, quite familiar with them, and they're a good firm for sure. And so I don't mean to cast shade, that process obviously is there for a reason. And one of the things that we've run into in my day job is a process, and I'd love to just, maybe as we draft the contract, not necessarily preempting this approval or an approval, I would love to ensure that we don't get stuck with like deferred submittals or deferred design. We've had that in the past in other instances where portions of what an owner thought was included in an architectural award was left out, suggesting that, hey, we're not, that's going to be a deferred submittal, which means you still have to pay for that design by the subcontractor level. And so then it becomes a problem for the general contractor, and the subcontractor is going to do that actual scope of work. And then you end up with all these little gaps throughout the project that, so now we're kind of awarding at some level. The beauty is, as I understand it, the selection was not 100% based on price.
Correct.
And that's why I love this process, because there was an award, it was awarded based on all the merits, including price.
Correct.
And in this case, it sounds like that's great. Are they providing the contract, or are we writing it and submitting
So
to them?
now, once, with your approval, then we will go ahead and enter into that next phase where they could provide us with an AIA contract, and we'll look at it, and we'll have to evaluate what we want to have in there and what we won't. It is interesting, just as a side note, the way we had crafted the RFP, we assumed that we would be moving forward with the CMGC type project as well. But in both cases, with the two firms that we interviewed, they both kind of felt like we could go either CMGC or design bid build. So we'll probably, with our agreement that we have with them, we'll have to identify which route that we're going to go, or if we're going to include both, and then Heather will have fun going through the AIA.
Yeah. Well, AIA, the beauty, that's what I would suggest. We use it all the time with municipalities across multiple states, but it's definitely the time-tested method, and it's got the red lines, so you know exactly what is and isn't included in there. And I would just encourage whatever process we go down, maybe we can, I'd love to just encourage that we don't have a deferred submittal or a deferred design. There are two instances generally where that's typical. Fire sprinkler design is almost always a deferred submittal. Or perhaps always is a deferred submittal, and then perhaps metal stairs and stuff like that typically has a deferred submittal, but we've had instances where, footings, oh no, that's a deferred submittal, and so the footing needs to be designed by the concrete sub. It's like, okay, so now the cost of work just went up because it was kept out of the design costs and again, I want to make it clear that I'm not throwing shade on this particular designer at all, and that's the beauty of the process that was applied. If we can include that in the contract, I'd love that.
Duly noted.
Okay. Any other questions?
So with that, Mayor, I would move to approve awarding our architectural services to WPA Architects.
Okay. I have a motion by Councilmember Hunter.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Carroll. Any discussion on this motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Right, now, item number 8 is a review and action on the award of the contract for the landscape, architectural, and designs of a new park on 620 South. Thank you, Derek. This is going to feel a little familiar, but why don't you just tell us a little bit about where we're at and where we're heading with this new park?
Okay, similar process, the RFP process for the new park. That'll be a 6 to 7 acre park. Super excited. It's actually the first one we've built since Easton Park, so it'll be great to have a new park in the city. The RFP process, we had 14 responders, some great responses, and it was ranked with 5 criteria to select Blue Line Design. And this is for the agreement. This will go from conceptual design to construction documents, bidding out for construction. So this will be for the whole thing. Our plan is to have city staff work with our architecture firm and work with the Parks and Rec Committee to get their input, and then to bring back to you, this is what we're looking at, and kind of get that approval to move forward with the park. So this would get us to that point.
About what west is this? 620 South?
700 west
700 West, so,
and 620 south.
yeah, that'd be a great park for that area, it really will.
Can I make one maybe random comment, Derek? Just because I saw what Blue Line had done at other parks is, I don't know if you've thought about this, but having an all abilities park, just because I saw they did the one in Lehigh and Highland, and I've been to both of those and seen people of various abilities participating and having fun at the parks, and just because we don't have that specifically in our city, I'd like to consider that strongly for this new park, just because they've done that in the past, and I know that those are used by people at the other parks. I think it'd be really, really nice to have that in our park as well.
I agree. And top priority of the Parks and Rec Committee as well, so.
We do have 2 all abilities swings in the city.
Okay. Any other questions? All right.
Mayor, I move that the city award the landscape, architectural, and design services for the park on 620 South to Blue Line Designs in the amount of $133,520.
Okay.
Second.
I I have a motion by Councilmember Holly, second by Councilmember Hunter. Any discussion on the motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Great. Item number 9 is a review and action on the award of the agreement for construction of the overlay project 2026 to JKT LLC. Any questions?
Nope. I have this motion here. I move that the city award the overlay project 2026 in the amount of $592,145.45 to the responsible low bidder, JKT LLC, and approve the construction contract as presented. In
Yep.
addition, do I need to keep reading that? In addition to a project construction and engineering contingency of $60,000 to be held by the city.
Second.
You have a motion by Councilmember Carroll, second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Councilmember Holly.
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter.
Aye.
Item number 10 is a review and action on a resolution providing notice of the city's intent to sell certain real property located near 700 South and 100 West.
I move to adopt the resolution providing notice of the city's intent to sell certain real property located near 700 South, 100 West, and instruct the city recorder to publish required notices.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Hunter, second by Councilmember Holly. Any discussion on this motion? I'll call for a vote. Councilmember Holly?
Aye.
Councilmember Hunter?
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll?
Aye.
Okay, item number 10. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Holly.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Hunter. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, stand adjourned. Thank you.